First one was the Go app, and the Go app is kind of the starter. It shows them how to use the basic controls. You discover how Dash can move, make noise, and how he lights up. And then you can access online content and activities. The next app was the Wonder app, and it was kind of a self-guided exploration of programming and robotics. It kind of gave them a little bit of an exploration and gave them like challenges to do. So they had challenges to try with the Dash and Dot. And then the code can be stored in the memory on that one. And it lets kids construct their own coding creations with concepts that they learned in the challenges. Then we had a Path app. And this one used sequences, events, and sensors. And we learned fundamental concepts of computational thinking in that one. And then the Blockly, which I think is probably one of their favorite, was the drag and drop programming tool that introduces children to the fundamental programming concepts. It snaps blocks together to give Dash and Dot commands. And the Dash and Dot can respond to like button presses, other robots that can, sense them, and even the sound of a voice. And then we had the Xylo app, and that one's used to program music. They can play a sample song in the library or create an original piece of music. You can add loops or drag and drop parts until the piece is complete. And then you can save the song to play later if you create an original piece. All right, now we kind of gave them some times. We got the mat that went with it. And we said, can we get the code right? Well, sometimes we did and sometimes we didn't. But most of the time we kept trying till we got it right. They were kind of persistent with that, I thought. All right, here they're using the Blockly app to compete, and we tried this day when we were meeting to figure out who could code the fastest. And so we gave them a challenge, and we said who can come up with this challenge and solve it the fastest. Now this one is the Blockly app that we used to program the robot. We programmed him to move forward. He's going to push the cup, back up, turn, push the second cup, and back up again. And that one's got a video with it. If you'll go ahead and play the video. It should have a little arrow down there. So there, she had programmed it to do what she wanted it to do. And it took several tries. You can't just get that on the first try. You've got to decide how far you go. So they may have programmed it to go a little bit, and then it didn't go far enough to get the cup. So they had to go again and maybe add some blocks in there and more programming to make it move, go far enough to move the cup, and then move it further, and then back it up, and then go the other way. So they had to try that several times, to get the programming right. Okay. This one's where we used Dot and Dash, or Dash, I guess we just used Dash on this one, and the Xylo app to code music. So we had several. We had our little Dash here with an iPad, and they just kind of kept playing around, and they were designing their own music on this one. And go on to the next one. This Xylo app was used to create a new piece of music, and we have a video with this one too. And you can't really see it in here because it kind of shines, but as he plays the music, each of these are a different color, and he turns that color of the little piece that he's playing there, each one of the little metal pieces. All right. Here, after we kind of explored all the different apps, we used different apps just to kind of give them time to explore some of the things they had done with each of them. So we just kind of let each of them kind of have an iPad and a robot, and explored different apps and what they wanted to do with it and try to see what they could do. One problem we did have, though, because we got 4 dash and 4 dots with the starter kit. So that took all the money for the grant, is we didn't have enough devices to program the robots. So we had to keep sharing, and we could use phones and stuff, so just whatever device we had that day or we brought that day. So that's something we're going to have to work on, is getting devices to help us. But technology careers are rapidly growing, and we all know that. And we need to prepare our students for these jobs. So, Dash and Dot have provided fun ways of learning the essential skills of collaboration, communication, and digital literacy, so our students will be prepared for these jobs. All right, girls, if you all would like to come on up, and we'll let them show you just a little bit. Julia, if you want to start there. I'll let her, she's going to play a little bit of music there. Okay. You want her to go on then? Okay. Let her go first, then she's going to calibrate and get it ready, start getting it ready. They sometimes have a mind of their own, too. And they can sense your voices. If I stand here long enough and start talking, if she's got the Wonder app on, he'll turn around and face me and start like looking up at me and seeing what I'm saying and stuff like that. So they do have sensors on them, and they kind of get a little bit human characteristics sometimes. Oh, all right. Hold on just a minute. You might have to get him started. Has he got a mind of his own right now? Okay. That's what I was going to, when she finished, I was going to let him do that. Here's where she took the little blocks. When she did over here, she just decided, she decided what she wanted to do with it. And as she decided what action she wanted the robot to do, she would pull it in here and block them together. And she would keep changing that until she had it doing exactly what she wanted to do. Sometimes you have to take things off, add some things. Are you going to use the Go app now? Okay. That was the Wonder app, right? No, that's Blockly, right? Yeah. They know more about it actually than I do. That was the Blockly app. She's going to use the Go app right now. He's kind of deciding he wants to do his own thing right now, isn't he? He hears me talking probably because the microphone's loud. So he keeps turning this way. They do that. He's got a bunny rabbit outfit on, you see today. He's ready for Easter. He's got his ears and his tail on. Okay, do you have yours off? Okay, sit down there close to him. We're almost out of time, so we better. He does a lot of sounds too. You can record your own voice and say things with him. And they do have some personality here too. So when you do things to them, they sometimes do their own little. So they do have personality. Okay, we're going to let her do as soon as you do that, because we're almost out of time here. Have you got it calibrated? Turn him around there, see? Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay. That's good. Okay. This will just take a second. And as you can see on this one, this is the Xylo app. It is programmed into each of these little sections here. And each of those little dots is a node on there. And you program it in, and it plays that.